Margaret sat by the window of her small cottage, knitting a blue baby blanket. The afternoon light filtered through the lace curtains, landing softly on her wrinkled hands. She had made dozens of these blankets in her life, for neighbors, for church fairs, for family. But this one was different. This one was for her first grandchild. Her heart swelled with joy whenever she thought of holding the baby. She'd even imagined the moment she would hand this blanket to her daughter-in-law, Emma, with a smile and tears in her eyes. But that dream had shattered with a single phone call. "Margaret," Emma's voice was polite but cold, "we've decided to keep the baby shower small, just my friends and family. I hope you understand. You're not invited." The words hung in the air like a slap. Margaret blinked, unsure she'd heard right. "Not invited?" she asked softly. Emma sighed. "It's just that the event is at my sister's house. It'll be awkward with too many people. I'm sure you can see the baby later." When the call ended, the silence in the room was deafening. Margaret sat there, her heart aching. She thought of all the times she had helped Emma, driving her to doctor's appointments, cooking meals when morning sickness hit, and sending gentle messages of encouragement. And now, she wasn't even family enough to be part of the celebration. That night, she prayed. "Lord," she whispered, "help me not to grow bitter. Help me to love even when I'm not loved back." The day of the baby shower arrived bright and sunny. Margaret could almost hear the laughter from miles away. Balloons, gifts, cupcakes, all without her. She sat in her garden, sipping tea, and tried to focus on the flowers. But every petal seemed to remind her of what she'd lost, her place in her son's life. Then her phone buzzed. It was a message from her son, Daniel. "Hey, Mom, sorry about today. Emma's just stressed. I'll visit you soon." She smiled sadly. "I'll be here," she texted back. A few weeks later, news came that the baby had arrived, a healthy little girl named Lily. Margaret's heart leapt. She wanted to rush to the hospital, but she hesitated. What if Emma didn't want her there either? Still, her heart wouldn't let her stay away. She baked a small loaf of banana bread, wrapped the blue blanket in tissue paper, and drove quietly to the hospital. She told herself she wouldn't go inside if it would cause trouble. She just wanted to see through the window, to know they were okay. As she reached the maternity ward, she saw Daniel sitting outside the room, tired but smiling. "Mom," he said, surprised, but genuinely happy. "Hi, sweetheart," she said softly. "I brought something for the baby. I won't stay. I just wanted to drop it off." Before Daniel could reply, Emma appeared in the doorway, pale but beautiful, holding little Lily. Her eyes widened when she saw Margaret. For a moment, no one spoke. Then Margaret smiled gently. "She's beautiful," she said. "Congratulations." Emma's lips trembled. She hadn't expected kindness. "Thank you," she whispered. Margaret placed the wrapped blanket on the hospital table. She said, "I made this for her. If she ever gets cold, I hope this keeps her warm." She turned to leave, not wanting to overstay. But as she reached the door, she heard Emma say softly, "Wait, would you like to hold her?" Margaret froze. Her eyes filled with tears as Daniel nodded encouragingly. Emma walked closer and gently placed baby Lily into Margaret's arms. The world seemed to stop. The tiny bundle stirred and blinked, her warm breath brushing Margaret's neck. Every pain, every lonely night, every tear, it all vanished in that moment. She rocked the baby gently, whispering, "Hello, my little angel. Grandma's here." Emma wiped her eyes. She said, "I'm sorry. I was trying to control everything. I didn't want things to get complicated, but I see now how wrong I was. You belong here." Margaret looked at her and smiled. "Thank you, dear." Families always find their way back, no matter how far they drift. A few months later, on a sunny afternoon, Emma and Daniel arrived at Margaret's house. Baby Lily was bundled in the blue blanket, giggling as Margaret made funny faces. Emma placed her hand on Margaret's shoulder. "You know," she said softly, "Lily loves this blanket. She won't sleep without it." Margaret chuckled. "It's made with love, the strongest thread of all." From that day on, things changed. Emma began inviting Margaret to every family event, birthdays, dinners, even quiet Sunday breakfasts. The walls that once divided them crumbled slowly, replaced by understanding and gratitude. Margaret never spoke of that phone call again. She didn't need to. The past had already taught them both a lesson, that love doesn't keep score, it just keeps giving. Years later, when Lily was old enough to talk, she asked, "Grandma, who made my blanket?" Margaret smiled. "I did, sweetheart, before you were even born." Lily snuggled closer. "Then it's full of dreams," she said sleepily. Margaret whispered, "Yes, my darling, all the dreams I ever had for you." Moral: even when the world shuts you out, kindness has the power to open the hardest hearts. True love doesn't demand a place, it earns one through patience, grace, and forgiveness.